when you're listening to a person like a DJ Akademiks, you're listening to someone who's speaking from their perspective in life, which is a weak perspective. I mean, look at the guy, goddammit. He got the fat chipmunk face. He got the big belly. He's not a very good looking guy. He's not terribly articulate. He clearly was a nerd. Huh? So he's speaking from a weak position. You heard me? And he's basically taking what the female presents and accepting that as real.
What's going on, y'all? Grind to Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And today, man, we got some YouTube beef in these YouTube streets, man. And as you can see, we got your boy DJ Akademiks looking like a chipmunk, like he about to get a burger all in his mouth. And then you got your boy Tate in the center with his grandma couch blazer on. But it seems that Tate in the center came for DJ Akademiks, and now DJ Akademiks has made a roast video about the Tate in the center. So we'll start with a tail of the tape of each fighter involved in this little YouTube beef. And first, we'll talk about your boy DJ Akademiks. Y'all know how I feel about DJ Akademiks. I think he is lame as hell. He's the epitome of lame. Then on top of that, you got the nerve to be fat, running around here full of yourself. And y'all know how I feel about fat. And it's like, bro, do something about that. You don't have to be fat. Fat shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lot of things. But I don't like that you're fat. And then on top of that, being full of yourself. And it's like the only thing that you really have that you should be feeling good about, I guess, is your money. Which I think that is kind of all he talks about is, you know, I got money, I'm me. And all this kind of stuff. And then the way that you came up. Let's think about that. You came up off talking about drill rap and Black American culture and, you know, all the hip hop and everything like that. And then right after that, when you come up a little bit, you kind of start showing your real feelings in the game. You start talking about how Black Americans are lazy, and you start dissing Black Americans in various ways. But at the same time, you're still profiting off of Black American culture. And the crazy thing is, we're allowing it. We just keep on supporting this guy and looking into him for news and reporting and all this kind of stuff. But this guy don't even like us. He just using us to make his name. So y'all know how I feel about that. I don't like that at all. I truly dislike that. And then on top of that, like I said earlier, he's the epitome of lame. This guy went from 0 to 100. You know, he got money now and he's still lame. We can see that by the moves that he's made as far as women go. You get money and the first thing you do when you come out the basement is go for a woman like Selena Powell, who's been ran through, who's not that good looking, who is a toxic individual as well. But she was like, oh, I'm a simp for her. She went to prison or something like that, and she did you dirty and called you all kind of stuff and reported on you. You still was like, I forgive her. You're lame, dog. And then the way you flew that one girl out and she didn't even give you no splash, and you're DJ Akademiks, bro. You have clout. And you still couldn't get no splash off of her. How? That shows you that DJ Akademiks is extremely lame. Not to mention that he follows Fresh and Fit around like they are really gurus. So there's DJ Akademiks for you right there. Next up, we got your boy Tate in the center, a.k.a. Marquette Burton, a.k.a. Lord Marquardt. Shout out to Duke and Don, a.k.a. Mr. Sass, another dude I'll be watching his videos. He calls him Mr. Sass. But if you don't know who this guy is, he is basically a manosphere adjacent guy. He says he's not a red pill guy, but hey, man, we see what the hell going on, man. You're a red pill guy. It's like when I first was watching, I used to watch his content. I used to enjoy it. I thought he was different, and I thought that he was backing up the things that he was saying. But as time has went on, I've started to see little things that's like, bro, you ain't too much better than who you be talking about. You roasted AMS, you roasted Steph Coach, you roasted all them other little guys, Coach Red Pill. That was actually a good roast. I made a video about that. I thought it was a good roast. But I made a video about the Steph Coach video too. I thought that was an interesting point that he had there. But it's like as time is going on, it's weird that, you know, you roasted those guys, but you're following Fresh and Fit. Out of all the guys you roasted, Kevin Samuels, AMS, other little dudes, you decide that Fresh and Fit are the guys. They're the gurus. How? How do we get here? 2 + 2 does not equal 4 right here. I don't know what the hell happened. But that's pretty much the only thing that I don't really respect about him. I don't know. Duke and Don kind of came out and, you know, kind of crushed him about his business and everything like that. Said that it wasn't really his. He didn't make the patent or something like that, and the papers and all that, and faking and flogging on that. So I don't really know about that. I mean, he seems like he still has a little bit of money, so I don't know what he does for his money, but Duke and Don kind of came at him for that. As far as him being a boxer and everything like that, another dude came out and crushed him about that. And I know he was saying that he said he was a professional fighter or something at one point. At the very beginning, I don't really remember him saying him being a professional fighter, but I do remember him saying he was 4-0, which kind of omits the truth. It's like, when I say I'm 4-0 as a fighter, people are going to automatically think that I'm a professional, but he's an amateur, bro. And if anybody who knows about amateur boxing, 4 fights is next to nothing, bro. 4 fights is next to nothing. So while I have checked out his boxing videos, and I will say that he has decent hands, I don't think that you should admit the truth when it comes to your boxing career. So that's one thing I think is lame. Other than that, you know, he's a little cocky about himself. He's kind of full of himself a little bit. Those raps, those are not the greatest raps. I don't think I could go and listen to them. But you know, you got your folks that's following you around. They love everything you got going on. That Pushin P rap that you put out.
Let me keep this player with you. Velvet tee, gold watch on me. I'm keeping it P. Debo in a tuxedo, classy P. The hoe with it, cause the game ain't got no limit. Master P. Keep a hope working hard, even though she's a work of art. Master P.
Garbage. As far as him being a fake guru and everything like that, some people in my comments have actually said that he sat on the phone with them and had consultations and stuff and has actually given them help. So I will give him props on that part. But the only thing that really gets me is like, how are you supporting Fresh and Fit, dog? What? How? But let's go and get going and, check out the reason why this whole beef started. Once you hear why the beef has started, you'll be like, that doesn't make any sense. But let's get it.
Bruv, the accent's really good, bruv. Carry on.
So in case you don't understand what's going on, he's basically doing a review of Andrew Tate, his meteoric rise. He's doing a review of his talking points in game and whatever he said here with DJ Akademiks. And that's kind of where I have the disconnect and I don't really understand what the hell is going on. It's like, you're downing all these other people like AMS, Steph Code, those other little guys, now Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels. But, you're keeping your allegiance to Fresh and Fit when those are the guys who, if anything, have shown to be the biggest fake gurus, shown to be the biggest lames. So I just don't really understand that. I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says by a long shot. But I do think that he would be much more qualified and is cooler from at least a surface perspective than Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit, I don't know if I said it earlier, but those are guys that you can tell they're lame just by looking at them and their mannerisms and how they handle women. But let's keep going.
What she is. And you hear that, Fresh? And I ain't Fresh. Did you hear that? And I ain't here trying to save. I ain't here trying to save nobody.
You gotta ask Fresh about a girl named Miranda.
I'm not getting involved.
Oh.
Lambo, he's a big G now. I don't want to get, I don't want to get the gangsters in Miami after me.
No. For Fresh is our guy. You know what I mean? He don't got the big G's and the gangsters. But he got confused a little bit.
See, one thing I try not to do, you dig, is loyalty is everything. Not everyone's going to live on the level of the mariachi pimping, you dig?
So we see the beginnings of the beef right here. He's basically talking about how loyalty is everything when it comes to being friends with Fresh and Fit. And at this point, I will kind of agree with him in a roundabout way that I think DJ Akademiks is a snake. And I think that the way that he brought this whole thing to light with Miranda makes him a snake, because in a way you could have gotten them overthrown. You could have got their show took down. If young dudes and all these dudes that watched them weren't such ducks and just idiots, and you know how people get when it comes to like their favorite entertainers or somebody on the internet or whatever, they tend to just gloss over things that are glaring and just don't make any sense because they love him so much. But yeah, like these guys, that would have definitely dethroned him if a lot more people had critical thinking skills. And I think that's something that I'm surprised that he hasn't looked into and been like, man, that was lame as hell, boy. How you get finessed like that? You had to go on a yacht to get the girl, and then you came back and found out she was a sugar baby to all these little different old white dudes, and then you came back and she did this and she did that, and you came back and found out she had bust this other dude that was in the same room with you, and you still was with her, and you still was talking about, I'm different. She loves me for me. Like, you sound like a sucker, and he was really still loyal to that. So I don't really understand that right there. But again, I will say that DJ Akademiks is a snake. And if you don't agree with me, then it is what it is. You probably just a fat, idiot, chipmunk-looking dude yourself. But let's go.
From a level of style, from a level of articulation, from a level of the quality of your stable, from a level of your bank account. And I don't expect them to live at this level. You dig? If they did, I wouldn't be a unicorn. But the point is, if someone doesn't measure up and, those are my people, as I say, be good to good people. I'm not going to throw my people under the bus for any amount of entertainment. I'm not going to throw my people under the bus to get views or to be funny or clever to create content. That's just not how I rock. You dig? So I find that to be an improper thing. Surely I don't condone what he's referring to. You dig? We gonna keep it playerific out here. Carrying on.
I wish we could break down that situation.
But
he met a girl on a yacht. He said he met her on a yacht. By the way, he said they were talking for a little bit. She wasn't willing to meet him until he was on the yacht.
I'm not going to comment on Fresh's situation.
No.
I will comment.
He's a learner.
Yeah, see, one thing I will say, shout out to Tate for being wise enough to not comment on that situation. Not because it's not despicable, but because it's not his business as a man. That's number one. And then number two, I think we're all looking at DJ Akademiks like, bro, we don't believe you. We don't believe that you're doing anything different than what you're accusing Fresh of doing. You heard me? Like, you ain't the pimpin'. So it's not quite proper for you to be trying to put him out there like that, especially when you're sitting right there in his studio.
Those are good points right there. While I still can understand him defending Fresh for something that's obviously a violation of cool man code or whatever you want to call it, or playeristic, I don't know what the hell, I would agree with him right there. DJ Akademiks is not much different than Fresh. At the same time, you're sitting up talking about Fresh and talking about the mistakes he made when you got finessed and flexed on by Selena Powell. Like I said earlier, you a sucker. And then you flew that girl out. You talking about how you fly girls out all the time. And they only rock with you because you're DJ Akademiks. You fat as hell. You lame as hell. You don't have social skills. You don't know how to talk to people. So you're not getting them off of your cool game or anything, or the fact that you look a certain way. So I would agree with that. DJ Akademiks is lame as hell. He's not much different than Fresh. Also, we have to note that he put a really good point out there. You're using Fresh and Fit's studio, and you're talking down on the people that you're using their studio. So that's another snake point in DJ Akademiks' book for me. Let's go.
If my eyes don't deceive me, which they don't. It's a crazy world out here, man. People do anything for views. These boys are behaving like prostitutes out here. It's a pity. Hollywood Impressive writes, there's an echo. Is the echo still going down? I turned the volume down. Let me know if it's all good now. Appreciate that heads up. It's love. May I acknowledge Javier writes, peace to the saints. Truly appreciate that. And thank you to those who support the work. It does mean a lot. Carrying on.
Yeah, he's a learned guy. He's a good guy. But my point is, my general point is, the number one biggest mistake most men make.
So there you have the inception of the beef right there. Saint and Center threw a couple shots at DJ Akademiks and was annoyed by the fact that DJ Akademiks was throwing Fresh under the bus. And then later on, DJ Akademiks decided to have a podcast or a Twitch stream or whatever the hell that thing is, where he's looking fat in his room. And, he decided he wanted to come for Saint in the Center, which I don't really understand. Somebody who's on DJ Akademiks' level, while he is lame, he is at a high level in the YouTube game and just in the entertainment game, period. So I don't really understand why you would give a spotlight to a Saint in the Center. One thing I will say that's good about guys like Kevin Samuels is people used to roast him relentlessly, and he would never say anything about him. Like, they'd really come after him, talking about he gay, talking about he get his booty bust, all this kind of stuff, crazy things. He never came out and said anything about those people. I mean, he would do little lame, BAN things like strike somebody's channel or get their channel took down, but he never talked about them openly. And I think that DJ Akademiks needs to practice that. But like I said earlier, with that fatness comes a lack of discipline. And that lack of discipline showed right here, bro. He couldn't even just hold back and be like, man, he lame as hell. I don't care nothing about him. So, he came in, with the basic DJ Akademiks initial roast. He's broke. He doesn't have as many followers or subscribers or views as I do. I've got 1 billion views, which all these things pretty much mean nothing. As far as him being broke, I don't really know anything about that. It looks to me like his pockets are okay. His pockets are straight to me. So I don't know. I don't really understand that. He talked about his podcast room being in the hood. I don't really notice that. I mean, I don't know the hood of Las Vegas. I don't really know nothing about Las Vegas being hood. I've been there for Golden Gloves one time, but that was it. It was all nice and posh to me. He talked about having views. That means zilch. You having views means zilch. DJ Akademiks, you're lame. You literally only have views because you're talking about rappers that everybody wants to hear. Nobody's really out here like, oh man, DJ Akademiks, I love hearing his take on stuff. They're out here wanting to hear about how Chief Keef got away from this shooting or how this guy got shot. They don't care about what you're saying. You don't have anything to offer but the regular information. Not really a special skill. And the fact that you talk down on us and use us to get you a platform makes you extra lame. Also, he kept on, bragging about himself and continuing to big up himself, talking about, I'm Big Ak, that lame stuff that he says. I can't stand when he does that. So he did an initial roast of Saint in the Center, and then he went on a tirade of Rollo Tomasi out of nowhere. Rollo Tomasi somehow got caught in the crossfire. He's lame, all that, but yeah, he got caught in the crossfire for seemingly no reason. He was talking about his wife, how he was gonna put her through it literally and figuratively and all that kind of stuff. I guess DJ Akademiks thinks his clout is so good he'll get a middle-aged white woman to fall for him and let him bust her open, even though she's Rollo Tomasi's wife. But I don't know what the hell he got. He's full of himself. But he pretty much flamed Rollo Tomasi for like another I'll say 20 minutes. So yeah, the video's 30 minutes. I could link it down or I could not, and you could just find it. I don't really want to. Yeah, just find it. But yeah, man, he initially started off roasting Saint in the Center, talking about he was broke, no views, all that good stuff. You ain't got the clout levels, but you're giving him the clout levels now. And then he proceeded to roast Rollo Tomasi for another 20 minutes, which is kind of unnecessary, bro. Nobody's really watching Rollo Tomasi like that. The only reason they would probably be watching him was because you were roasting them. And that kind of stuff makes me wonder if, although, DJ Akademiks is getting into beef with these guys, is there like a secret little thing where they're like, hey man, this guy needs a little bit more attention. He's got something to say. We can bring him up. If you wouldn't roast him, and DJ Akademiks like, man, I don't really hate him, but we could bring him up because I'm DJ Akademiks. Do you think that there's something like that may be happening? Or this is just like genuine roast? I don't know, because it just doesn't make any sense for you to give people that you don't like a platform. People wouldn't know who Saint in the Center is unless they decide to go look up Manosphere content. People aren't going to know who Rollo Tomasi is unless they look up Manosphere content. Bro, Rollo Tomasi was literally not on the map at all of the average, everyday American, or especially black American. Ain't no young black dude about to be like, oh man, I want to go see what this goddamn old white guy got to say. That doesn't make any sense. But you came out and you gave him that clout. He probably grew off of that. But a lot of people are saying that this thing is only heating up. They saying Marquette got some of the best roasts on the internet, which I will admit he has some pretty good roasts. It's pretty funny sometimes. So I'm kind of looking forward to this scene. How does he tackle a guy like DJ Akademiks? In Marquette's words, if you come out, if you come into beef with somebody and you come out on top, then that's gonna get some spoils of war for you. So we'll see, how that happens. I think this will only boost Saint and Center's platform now that DJ Akademiks is talking about him, because everybody's like, oh man, he broke all this kind of stuff. It's gonna make him the next Andrew Tate, essentially. The video with Andrew Tate actually made me want to go back and watch some Saint and Center. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna fall into the trap too much. He got a couple, 2-3 good things, but I don't know. As far as this thing, who do you guys have? Who do you guys root for? Who do you guys like? That's it for the video right there. Look out for more videos over the weekend. Got some skits coming. Got some ideas, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate y'all watching as per usual, man. Drop the comments, drop the like so we can beat the algorithm because these folks lame as hell. Y'all have a great day, great night, whatever. And I'll see you next time.